how's it going? So this video is going to be dedicated to blocks. I'll do for like life path, like don't know what to do with my life. I'll do for love, and I'll do for creative blocks. And I'll put timestamps below so you don't have to watch all three. And these will be not time sensitive. So whenever you watch it, even if it's months after I've recorded it, it is still the message for you. I will trust in the divine will that the message reaches those who need to hear it. So I have a whole bunch of decks out. I'm going to use different ones for the different readings. And we'll start out with what the block is, what lesson it's trying to teach us, some little details on the story, what may be going on, where we should be looking for signs on how to get out of it, and then some messages, like oracular messages on next steps. Okay, so let's get started with the life path for Aries people watching this when they need to watch it. For those Aries people who feel blocked in their life path, what is the nature of the block? For Aries people who are feeling blocked in their life path, what is the nature of that block? Interesting. So this is the Magician card. So there is some sort of challenge over making that actually happen. That feels quite high. Give me 1 second while I adjust this. Okay, there, that's better. So you may feel more like an observer than a doer. You may be waiting for a sign from the sky. Like you're sort of looking to that which is above you to figure out what to do. But it definitely shows, you know, it's kind of like a rebirth, and it may be unclear. Like they're still on the lily pad here, right? And so you're not sure necessarily what's the next step. You've been reborn. You're sitting here sort of like naked as a baby, looking to the universe for some sort of guidance on you know, which path, you know, it's follow your destinies, looking at the North Star, right? And so you're sort of looking towards the North Star to figure out what exactly is my destiny here. But you're not entirely sure on where this current path is going to lead, which is obviously why you're blocked. Now, what is the current blockage? What lesson is the current blockage trying to teach? Okay, so that's pretty clear. It's trying to teach, it's not trying to teach impatience, it's trying to teach patience. This story on this card is basically like this guy, and you know, it's so interesting that they're both having to do with the sky here, because this woman is looking at the sky, and this story is about a guy who's so anxious to get this beautiful full moon that he goes and he builds one himself. And as he's putting it in the sky, he ends up blocking the actual moon itself. So it almost looks to me like right now the block is the message. And any attempt to unblock is actually going to keep that information from coming into you. I know that's not anything that an Aries wants to hear, but it's almost like the universe will reveal itself to you. Like all of a sudden, I keep thinking of that scene in A Beautiful Mind. You remember it's like when he was pointing out the stars to her, and she couldn't see it, but as soon as he sort of guided her with his finger, things started to become clear, you know. And we talk a lot about aha moments, and I was talking once to a neuroscientist who told me that there is no such thing as an aha moment. You don't just suddenly look at the sky and see exactly what you were looking for. You look and you start to make connections. And in the connections, once you put the last piece of that puzzle in, then it's an aha moment. But it's all built on the experience leading up to that moment. So what you may be missing right now is that final piece, you know, and it's interesting. I'm recording this right as we're coming up on this Aries full moon. And so I would say anyone who's watching it before this Aries full moon, any sort of pushing of a situation that you want to do around that moment because you're impatient for figuring out what it is that you're supposed to do, be very wary of those moves. In the weekly reading, I actually said this is a time to be patient in terms of evolving. So this is coming up very clearly because any sort of move that you will make will actually be a further obstacle to what you're trying to achieve. And it will actually become the only obstacle at a certain point. Now, let's see if we can't get 3 cards to tell a little bit of the story, although the story seems very, very clear to me. 3 cards, please, to tell a little bit about the Aries block on their life path right now. Okay, I'll take those, they're 4. So we have the first is the Knight of Pentacles, which, as we know, is the slowest moving card in the deck. So that feels that things are just really moving. You've got this great abundance that you feel, but it's, perhaps you're starting to doubt it because it's coming slow. But remember, this is also the pregnancy card. Pregnancy takes 9 months. You don't just birth a child you do birth the child overnight, but you don't inseminate it and then it's ready. Now, next card, 2 of Cups. So whatever it is very important, and you are really wanting to rush into this. And it's interesting because you see kind of even like the color combination here is telling a story. It's like these 2 are sort of yellow and these 2 are kind of blue. Now these 2 blue ones here talk about, to me, what your desire is. But the yellow is what the universe is telling you. It's like, yes, we know you want to get moving on this partnership, on this creation, this exchange of whatever is coming towards you, but you need to give things time. So even though it may not seem clear at the moment, even though you're looking at the sky and you're not getting the answers that you want, it doesn't mean they're not coming in. They're just coming in. You see, we have these 2 knights that look very different, But this guy, think about it. If he moves too quickly, he could get thrown off that horse. This guy's not going to get thrown off the horse because he's moving at a proper pace. So it may take him longer to get to where he's going to. But, he's also carrying something precious. He doesn't want to drop that, so he has to move very carefully. And it's interesting because there's all these sort of circular images, right? So what you're trying, it's like these images of completion also. So let's get some messages here, like where should you look? And this is my communication. I always use this as like my Mercury because it has the stars. So that's quite interesting that this came up because they're very similar, right? So let's look to the stars now to see where should Aries that are feeling blocked in their current life path, not yet, where should they look for answers? Where can they look for answers? Or where might the answers be coming into them from? Okay, so fortune cookies, maybe general wisdom, Confucius say. This says, so to be fortuitous, and maybe I'll read this. It says, your happiness is intertwined with your outlook on life. That's very interesting. Your happiness is intertwined with your outlook on life. So, it's also like this situation here changes depending on how your mindset is. So if your mindset is impatient, then that's what, and like, let's get this going, then it's going to feel every day even slower. If, however, it's like enjoying the ride kind of thing, like, let me see how many stars I can see in this moment, then it doesn't necessarily have to be about the destination, you know? And then here are the other messages that it says here. You will soon be honored by someone you respect, which is very interesting. You will receive some high prize or award. So that's that. So it's like nice things are coming in. You have very good luck. And here's all these question marks around it. Let's read what this says a little bit, because I like that. But, you know, so fortune kind of comes when it comes, right? It's not predictable. So this says, something that has been hidden from you now is ready to be revealed, and it's rather wonderful. Good fortune is yours for the taking. Oops, I'm sorry, the light keeps moving. The damn technology is not on my side. Okay. So good fortune is yours for the taking. Be on the lookout for the unexpected. Okay. So that's this. She's sitting there perhaps impatiently, but you see that kind of like falling star, unexpected. That's what's coming. So you may feel blocked, but it'll come like that. Synchronicity is key. This is your moment, so don't be shy to show your achievements to the world. Be proud of your success and release any worries about what others may think. You could be their inspiration. Interesting. This message marks a good omen for all involved, so enjoy every moment knowing you are totally blessed and will continue to be so as you put your all into everything that you do. So, incantation is fortune comes in a disguise, so look about with lucky eyes. A rare occurrence, strangers speak. So that's interesting. Points towards a lucky streak. So this sounds like it may come in when you least expect it. It may come from someone you least expect. The divinatory meanings are: a surprise is on its way. A big win is at your fingertips. You have the Midas touch right now. A chance meeting answers questions. Okay, there you go. A great offer will be made. Notice synchronistic occurrences. Help is at hand. This is your lucky break. Okay, so that is very exciting. So, you know, continue to be patient, but it's more about like fixing your mindset, you know, and enjoying the journey, enjoying the sky, enjoying the putting together of the patterns. Let's get one more of these. I can't remember. Okay, yeah. So can I get a message from the Oracle on what's next on the life path? What's next on the life path? Okay, interesting. So there is some sort of choice, okay? And the choice, you know, it's interesting that there's these sort of two options. The choice may come in, like you may be thinking about what the one answer is, but it looks like this person whatever this sort of chance encounter is that brings you this new information may have you then making a choice. And it's interesting because you see this is a 1, this is a 2, and this is a 3, and this is a 3 also. So there is a very linear, oh sorry, you can't see that. There's a linear story here, numerically, of development. And as we know, this is the Magician card, and the Magician has command over all 4 suits. So, yeah, it's interesting. It feels like you may be waiting for the one answer. and you're impatient to get it. It looks like a sort of surprise offer out of nowhere may come in that will actually give you two options. Right now you're looking for the next one, but actually you're going to be getting more options, and that's the two. You'll have two options, more than the one that you thought. So this one needs more time to mature. You know, it's like you're waiting for the one answer, but actually there's two. And so that second one needs some time to come in, which is why we can't push things, because whatever it is that needs to come in over here takes time, like the lunar cycles. And you can't rush the Empress. You can't rush that fertility, and you can't rush the moons. So yes, so whatever it is, the reason you're blocked is because some element is not ready to come in yet. It's almost like, that's interesting that you have these two choices. Like, this guy's been sitting here like waiting, and you're like, okay, well, when's it gonna happen, this thing? Like, he's been sitting there waiting, then all of a sudden this comes in and actually brings you a second option, and then you're going to be faced with a choice on what you want to be, what this fertility is to you, what this good fortune is to you. So it looks like you'll actually have more choices than you thought you were going to have, which is what is part of the block. Now let me see. I think this is pretty clear. I don't usually like pulling more cards when it's clear, but what the hell? Let's tempt fate. What message can we give to Aries blocked in their life path to help them start feeling this sense of abundance as they wait for it to come in? What message? This is the Vortex Oracle, which is all about the law of attraction. What message can we give to our Aries who are feeling blocked on their life path as they wait for their options to expand? How can we give them a feeling of abundance as they wait for their options to increase? Now I feel like, okay. I was about to say, maybe there's no, okay. I can always enter my vibrational vortex of creation. The key to getting inside your vibrational vortex of experience, the absolute absence of resistance, of achieving complete alignment with all that you have become and all that you desire, and of bringing to your physical experience everything that you desire, is being in a state of appreciation. Okay? And there is no more important object of attention to which you must flow your appreciation than that of self. Okay, so like while you're in this space waiting, instead of feeling impatient, the more you can move yourself into a space of appreciation for the experience, for the wait itself also, the faster it will go. So that is that first reading. Okay?